Hi guys, it's Meenu. Welcome back to my channel Story Tale. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the second installment in the Serpent and Dove trilogy, Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. Again, this is going to be a spoiler-filled review because I do want to get in details about this book. So if you have not read this book or even the first book, a spoiler warning is in place. In the first book, we met Lou and Reed. Lou is a witch and Reed is a witch hunter. First book was basically an enemies to lover kind of a book, and I actually enjoyed it. I did love the banter between Lou and Reed. I think it was very fun to watch, and I do love this kind of trope, so it was a very good experience for me. The first book in the series did have kind of a mixed feeling. Many people loved it and many people did not actually like it. But in the case of second book, many people have actually disliked this book, and to be honest, I do understand their point. I do understand why they didn't like it. For me, this book was a hit and miss. There are certain things that I absolutely loved, but most of the things I was not a fan of. The best thing that I liked in the first book was Lou's and Reed's relationship. I was really intrigued by it. I really loved their banter. I really loved how opposite to each other they were, how both of them had kind of a good comeback for each other. So I loved that. I really loved their dynamic. But in this book, that was absent. Most of the books, they are separated, which is actually good, because for me, I think characters need to grow, so even if they have to be separated for that, that is okay by me. But there was still a charm about their relationship in the first book, which was not present in this book. As individual characters, Lee and Reed has been done very well in this book, but as a couple, they do not actually shine here. Most of the time, they are fighting, which is okay. I can understand issues and struggle, but then in the next moment they just patch up and it just gets very confusing. Their relationship or their feelings are ever changing. Most of the faults come from Reed not being able to accept magic, and for me that is understandable. He was a Chaucer for a very long time, so he cannot just magically change in like a second, so of course that is fair. And Lou not being able to see that the kind of struggle that he was having, that was kind of something that I do not agree with. Lou in the first book was all about my choice and everything that I want to do. I don't want people to force me to do something, and in this book she keeps on forcing Reed to accept magic, to do something about magic, so that was kind of hypocritical of her, so I didn't like that. Plus there was no spark between them. I just did not feel their love. Every time they were together, I just did feel nothing. It was just not there for me. I do not know why. The second complaint that people had with this book was that there was no plot, or that the book was not going anywhere. And I partially agree with people. I'm not saying that there was not a plot or a story to tell. I do agree that in the end of this book, characters end up at the same place they were in the end of the first book. So yes, in terms of plot, nothing much has changed, but still in this book we get to see more of the magic, we get to see more of this world, so that was the plot that I was very interested in. I did enjoy the whole part with the werewolf scenes. I think that was very interesting. I did love whatever happened with Reed and all the werewolves there. I do not remember names, do not expect me to, but still I was like very much intrigued by that part, the challenges and how the werewolves work, though there was a little bit inconsistency there, but anyway I did enjoy that part. I also loved all the scene with the blood witches. I did love how their magic works, even though we don't get 100% of it, but still whatever we got was very interesting. I did love the touch of Nicolina. I was very intrigued by her character because she was kind of mysterious. What were her powers and what was she saying half of the time was kind of hard to figure out, so that was kind of interesting for me because I do like puzzling kind of characters. That was again a good inclusion. Though most of this book is traveling from one place to another, but still that traveling had kind of a purpose. They were gaining allies, so that was kind of interesting for me. The problem that I had was that this book was 500 to 600 pages, and there were so many things that could have happened. I mean, that is a long book, right? It has so many pages and not much happens, like in terms of the pages or the words used, not much happens. There are things happening here and there, and as a character development this book works because Reed and Lou have developed a lot as a character. Even Ansel have worked a lot as a character. So as a character wise it works, but as a plot wise not that much, because at the end of the first book they were running from Morgan. She was trying to kill Lou, and the same thing happened by the end of this book too. So that did not change. Actually nothing much changed in this book. They were able to gain allies, I think, but they abandoned them again. So that did not make any sense to me, because by the end of this book we are on the same path as we were before. There were some really good scenes in this book, especially considering Reed. I really loved the emotional roller coaster that we had with Reed. He was, of course, finding it really hard to accept that he was the one who killed Archbishop, who was kind of like a father for him. Plus, he was supposed to go against everything that he believed in. He's supposed to accept that Lou is a witch and he was in love with her, even though all his life he have just murdered witches, and now he is a witch himself. So of course he was finding it very difficult to accept magic as his powers, and he was having just a hard time, and that was handled very well in this book. I especially loved his meltdown by the end of this book when there was this Archbishop funeral going on. I really loved all the flashbacks, how he was trained, what are the things that happened. I really loved his dilemma in this book. I think Reed was handled very well. All of his reactions were very well. That was my complaint in the first book, that we did not see Reed actually struggle with everything, with the truth that Lou is actually a witch and he's a witch too. So that was my complaint in the first book, and I really loved that that was handled very well in this book. For me, his reaction was very honest. That is something how a person would actually react. So I actually loved him. I loved how honorable he was. I loved how kind of a badass he was in this book. So I was really intrigued by his character. Let's talk a little bit about Lou. I really loved her transformation in this book. Like I said, Reed and Lou as individual characters shines in this book. Lou's magic was always consuming and it was kind of pushing her to the darker side. And in this book, she went just full dark, and I loved that. I especially loved that scene with the werewolves when she was trying to protect Reed. I mean, she thought that he kind of needed her protection, and then she froze the land all around her. That was the scene that I think was the best scene of this book, and I do think that that scene visually would have been the best. The whole place just frozen like that. I absolutely loved that scene. I loved her transformation and how she just went into this darker side. Even though I loved the character arc of Lou, she was kind of reckless in this book. Even though she was in danger, everyone was, and she just kept on risking things just to make out with Reed, or do something with Reed. So that was kind of a stupid thing from her part. She just went to this stream or river with Reed, even though he was kind of refusing her to, but she kept on insisting, and then things happen after that. Even though she was always aware that they were kind of in danger, because Morgan was kind of everywhere. She had ears with, I do not know, with trees and everything, so she was kind of a magical person. So she was keeping an eye on them from the beginning. Lou knew about the risk, but still I do not know why she took that. And then Chaucer's died and so many things happened. Even Reed loses his, I do not remember the name, Baldana or something, that weapon that he always has. So he loses that too. So I think that was very stupid from her part. In this book, as a partner, she did not work. She was not supporting at all, except for this meltdown scene, which I think was very endearing. I love that scene again. That was one of the best scenes of this book. Except for that part, she did not actually support Reed at all. Like I said, their dynamic as a couple did not work in this book. This book did feel like a stretch. There were so many stories or plots that was not necessary, especially this scene with Bass that just came out of nowhere and just disappeared in nowhere. So again, that scene was not necessary, especially with Reed being involved in this circus kind of a thing, him training and learning about a little few things. I think that was not necessary. That could have been done a little bit differently. I know some of the major characters were introduced in that scene, but still I think that was kind of stretched out a bit longer than it was necessary. So again, that part was something not interesting for me. Now let's talk a little bit about the ending and why it pisses me off. We love Ansel, right? In the first book, he was this adorable puppy kind of a thing, and in the second book, he's the same. I did not agree with Coco and his relationship from the start, but still I find them endearing, and I actually love that Coco actually refused Ansel's proposal, even though she was kind of flirting and leading him on. To be honest, in the first book, she was kind of leading him on a lot. So yeah, that was a bit problem, and in this book she did seem a little bit cruel, but still I loved that scene. I loved how that went. It was kind of very emotional. I especially loved Ansel in that scene, and that scene kind of made me realize that something bad is gonna happen to him, and it did. In the middle or two-thirds of the book, there was this prophecy that someone close to Lou's heart is gonna die, some man. So of course it could not be Reed, and there was just Ansel, right? She did not love anyone else that much. So Reed cannot die because he is like the main character. So of course that left us with Ansel, and of course he died by the end of this book. And for me that was unnecessary. Did Ansel need to die? Especially what happened in the end scene, and that end scene. In the end scene, Lou was kind of mean to Ansel. I mean, she was just faking it because she wanted Ansel to leave so that he was not in danger anymore. But that scene was just so abrupt. It just came out of nowhere. She was just being rude like that. I mean, I do not know. Just nothing justifies that scene. I mean, that was just to create a tension and just to create the shock. That was not necessary. We did not need Ansel to actually die. I mean, then what was the purpose of him in this book? I get it that maybe his death was necessary for us to see a more darker part of Lou, but that was thrown out the window the moment Lou was possessed by Nicolina. I mean, that is the cliffhanger of this book. So throughout the book, we saw Lou's transformation from being this girl to this darker side of her, and I absolutely loved it. But by the end of the book, that was thrown out of the window, and we just see her get possessed by Nicolina. So that was the darkness that's supposed to happen to her. That just did not make any sense. I would have preferred that Ansel's death affected her so much that she just went full on dark. That would have been something to look forward to. I would have loved that. But Ansel's death was just then unnecessary. I do not know. Maybe Shelby just needed a shock, or I do not know what was the purpose of his death. I did feel bad for him. I mean, I did not cry over him, but he was like a puppy, and like, of course, he was like a puppy in the first and the second book. Even though this is my problem, that Lou and Reed is not that much older from Ansel. It was made very clear in the first book. Then why throughout both of these books Ansel was treated like a kid? He was maybe 2 years younger than them. So I do not know why he was being treated as a child throughout this book. I mean, there were so many young adult books where we see the characters of the age of 16 and 17 who acts like they are like grandpas or something. But Ansel was treated like a kid throughout the first and the second book. So that again does not make any sense to me, and his death was totally unnecessary. Now let's move on to the segment where I list 3 things that I liked about this book and 3 things that I did not like about this book. Let's start talking about the likeness of the book. Of course, the first thing that I liked about this book was how Reed was handled throughout this book, how his character went from someone who was finding really difficult to accept everything and his meltdown, and how he's still struggling, but we see his journey, and I absolutely loved it. I loved his honest reaction to almost everything. He was like perfect in this book. He was also badass, he was honorable, he was everything good in this book, and I absolutely loved him. The second thing I liked about this book was Lou going dark. Even though end kind of ruins it, but still throughout the book we do see a dark side of Lou. So that was something that I find very interesting, especially like I said, that whole scene when she freezes everything and everyone around her. So that was again a very badass scene. I absolutely loved her powers in that, and she also has white hair in this book. So that is something that I absolutely loved. I would love to actually see that in a movie or a series. I do not know. That is something that I think would be visually stunning. The third thing that I loved was Coco, Ansel and Bo. I loved all 3 of these characters in this book. They were kind of very funny. I loved their dynamic. I loved what happened between Coco and Ansel. Even though we're not sure who Coco is going to end up with in this book, but I absolutely loved it. I loved seeing Coco's power in this book, even though she was a little bit more emotional in this book than she was in the first one, but still I liked her. I loved all 3 of them, and Bo is just appeared out of nowhere in the first book, and he's now one of my favorite characters because he does bring that lightness, and I loved his conversation with Reed also, his dynamic with Coco, even Lou. So I think he's like the perfect addition to this group. I think I loved all the characters from this book. This book is mostly character based. It does not do much in case of a plot, but as characters this book actually shines. Now the things that I did not like about this book. First and foremost is the relationship between Lou and Reed. Their romance did not work for me at all in this book. There was no chemistry, there was no spark. They were not even supporting each other. There was just so much miscommunication, and good miscommunication actually works in a story, but it did not work in this story. I just was not invested in them as a couple. I was more interested in them being individual characters. So the first thing that I liked in the first book is the thing that I dislike in this book. The second thing that I did not like was that there were too many new characters in this book, and many characters' name are almost same. Like there was Victoria and Violet. So both of these names, it's very difficult to remember. And there was also Theseus and another name with T. I just do not remember. And there was Nicolina. Okay, Nicolina is the only character that I actually liked. And there was Theory, and I do not know. There was Cloud or Claude, and there was Werewolves. I just don't think we needed that many characters. I loved the werewolves and their part in this book, but other than that, other characters did not do much for me. And these characters just appear and just go nowhere in throughout this book. They're just present in one scene, and in the next scene they just disappear like Bass. I do not know. So I do not know what was happening with the characters. There were just too many of them. The third thing that I did not like was the ending, of course. Ending did not make any sense. I did not like that Ansel died for almost nothing. I also did not like that again Morgan just got away, even though Cloud, I do not know his name, he was a god, he was able to stop Morgan. But again, by the end of this book, Morgan escapes or just walks away, kind of. She just like walks away while Lou and Reed is just watching or seeing, and she just kills Ansel. And that was just again out of nowhere. I just do not know. We just ended up in the same place that we were in the first book. Again, Lou and Reed will be hiding from Morgan, or trying to pursue her, or trying to kill her. So that was the plot of this book, and I think that is gonna be same in the next book. I also did not agree that Lou in the end did not go full dark. Instead, she just got possessed by Nicolina. So that did not work for me again. Just like the ending of the first book, the ending of the second book was not that good too. I did not hate this book. This book was not bad. It was actually an interesting read. I did enjoy it, even though this was a long book. I did end up finishing it up sooner than I wanted to. So I was kind of hooked to this book. Even though as a plot, yes, it did not work on so many levels, but as characters go, I did enjoy it. I loved all the transformation. I loved all the characters arc. So for me, that worked on that level. That is why for me this book is 3.5 stars. First book I gave 4 stars because I think that was a debut, and for a debut it was a very good book. But this book is second in the installment, so I wanted it to be a little bit better, and that is why it kind of felt a little bit disappointing to me. Anyway, I'm still looking forward to the last book in the trilogy, and it is gonna come by the end of the July or by the first week of August, I do not remember, and I'm really excited about that book too. So that is it, guys. That was my review of the second installment in the Serpent Doves trilogy. If you like this review, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon if you want to get notified of my future videos. Until I see you next time, bye.